forgot the mic. Hello and welcome back to the stream. We are continuing tonight with Kerbal Space Program. So, Curse is never in the right place in these games. I have no idea what the deal was with that. Anyway, so this was a newer career, started a little bit before the last time I streamed, I believe. And basically what had happened was I was watching somebody stream, and they were trying out the new USI, and so I decided I wanted to play with some of that, so I started again. So this will be the second stream of this. I have played a little bit in between, so we'll do a quick recap of anything that may have changed. I have been trying to save each mission as I do it, so that way we can review. So, and my low altitude fleet tester here, which basically just needed these to be tested basically less than 7,000 meters, but going like 200 meters per second. So this is basically just relatively light craft. Fired this, and then these were pretty light on everything, just to basically just trigger them. Else. So we built this one. So this is a low Kerbal orbit rescuer. So basically rescuing Kerbals from low Kerbal orbit. So it's had the space to 2, and I actually managed to rescue 2 at the same time, which I was pretty happy with that, considering I usually struggle to do the rendezvous mission. So I was able to do 2 rendezvous missions on the same mission, and rescue them, brought them back. I think I got a pilot and a medic, I want to say. But maybe we can find out. Yeah. So, a pilot and a medic. So, yep, so that's that one. What else? I think this was one we had to do. So, testing some of the Rove Max wheels. I actually have another one of those that I'm probably going to take here momentarily and do that. It's going to be a really easy one. Just basically got to test the wheels while splashed down. And another rapid drop tank. Now this one I actually had to test by engaging them, which essentially broke them off. So what I did, you can see here I got this really limited down on thrust, and it was just enough to make it take off. And then I immediately activated the second stage, which dropped these off, and then immediately cut the thrust. And so I basically went up like maybe 5 meters and then dropped, and so that was good. What else? Rockets, back testers, I think that was about it for on here. And so then the last couple of things I did, just exit out of here. So we have a craft in orbit right now of the moon. So Moon Satellite 1, this was put up in last time. And basically right now it is at about 15-kilometer orbit. And basically I had 2 separate missions on here. One to get the temperature at 4 spots above a certain altitude, and somehow I had managed to take 3 temperatures below a certain altitude. Now I usually try and do above for the moon stuff, because you can get those from orbit, and below for Kerbal, because you can do those with a light plane. So I don't know how I managed to get the below for the moon ones, so basically switched over to my satellite, did a few laps around until we lined up with each one of them, got all those checked off. And then the last thing I did was I made a little thing in here. I haven't done much yet with planes, so I basically did the very early plane. Forget if I had a mission for that or not. Contract. But then the other thing I made was this. So this is my mini buggy. And so this is basically a girder segment as the main body. And then it has these Rove Max wheels attached to it, and inside it has basically a fuel piece. The intake, and the engine, and then we basically got some batteries on it, some solar panels. This avionics essentially is the capsule, so this is what has to be remote, and it's got a antenna. And then the last thing was this magnetometer, and this was basically the missions I had around here. I had to basically drive this out and do them. Now, one thing I found out, which I did not know before, so this will be a little tip if you come to doing rovers. So this is my first time actually really playing about with rover wheels, but so I attached this one in symmetry mode, and when I did that, the way they turned was actually off. So essentially, if I tried to turn left, this wheel would face left, but then this wheel would face right, and so I was having a really hard time turning. So what I had to do instead was to turn off symmetry mode and place each one of these independently, and then it worked. So if you run into that issue, that is what is going on there. Alright, and then I think I did a couple of minor upgrades around the Space Center. So I think I did the Administration Center and upgraded that one more time. Yep, so this is up a little bit higher now. I haven't actually taken any strategies yet, but now I can take them at a higher initial value, and I'm very tempted to even just go all the way on this and then not have to worry about doing that again. And then, I was going to do this one, because again, this is about 500,000 too, but my concern with this one is this unlocks the ability to take surface samples, and so it may start giving me missions to do the surface samples, and I'm not quite ready for that yet. Otherwise, as far as contracts go, I only have 2 active ones currently. So the main mission right now is to do the plant a flag on the moon, and as you can see, my secondary mission is to plant a flag on the moon. So essentially, I have 2 missions that are the same thing. This one expires, but doesn't expire for like 10 years, and this one never expires. So I basically have 10 years to complete these 2, and so now it's a case of finding ones from here that I think I can do. So here's the Rove Max Splashdown one. So that one should be pretty straightforward. So I'll probably take that one. Get a couple of these quick ones out of the way. Science data from the surface of the moon. That would require landing, and I'm not quite ready for that yet. Test a detachment piece at the launch pad. That one should be a piece of cake. And then this one, it's quite a high altitude, and the TT7, this is the radial decoupler. Don't tend to use radial decouplers at that later stage, so I would leave that one. And then somehow I managed to have got an Ike mission already, so do the mission, and I have one more rescue mission, so I'll probably try that one tonight. Low Kerbal orbit. So yep, so my low Kerbal rescuer should work for that one. But if I can wait a little bit, maybe I'll get a second one, and then we can get 2 Kerbals at the same time. So, alright. So let's go for those 2 we just got. So we need to test the Rove Max Splashdown. So for this one, we're just going to need a really small rocket. So let's see which one we can use. Probably just one of these hammer time ones is going to be more than enough. In fact, even possibly just the trash bin one might even work. Not sure how much fuel it needs, so we have to adjust that a little bit, but let's go with that. And then Rove Max wheels. Yeah. And just for symmetry's sake, we'll put them on both sides. There we go. And I think actually, just don't say for now. I think I had a Rove Max tester. I did, but it was just on the launch pad, so that won't work. So alright, so we'll do this one. And let's just do that again. Splash down tester. There we go. Alright, so now let's launch that and see if that can make me out to the water. And if it can, that'll do, otherwise we'll have to adjust the amount of fuel we've got in there. Looks like I might not quite have enough. Yep, oh. Oh. Had almost made it. That was really close. That would be really funny if it actually made it from rolling. I don't think I've ever seen a craft survive that before. That's kind of cool. Alright, so all we need to do then, I think, is just up this one more notch. And that should be enough. I like to start out the night with a couple of the easier missions before I start going into the more difficult ones that might take me a couple of hours to do sometimes. Alright, so lock on that. Try that again. Aw, really? You know what? I bet because I added some extra fuel, it might not quite have enough. May have to adjust the thrust limiter slightly. No, 1 point, yeah. So I like to try and aim for about 1.5. I heard a tip from another streamer on that, so because we added more fuel into there, it made the craft heavier overall, and therefore we had to increase the thrust limiter to be able to get that extra little bit of kick off the launch pad, so... Alright, let's try it again. This time we should be good. As long as the parachute deploys. And there we go. Excellent. Now I'll just speed up a little bit until we get close to the water. Hopefully this speed is enough. Seems a little high, but hopefully we're safe. There we go, we got splashed down. Everything is intact. And now we should be able to test this part. And there we go. Roadmax completed. Recover the vessel. And for those of you who haven't been following along with this one, I have been trying to make it so that everything I launch is completely recoverable. I think so far I've lost one part, and I'm not entirely sure why. Otherwise, I've managed to make each stage recoverable, and so there is a mod in here called Stage Recovery, where basically it does some checks to make sure that there's enough parachutes that once the craft unloads, once it's far enough away from your main craft, that it'll do some calculations to say whether or not it would have safely made it back down to Kerbal. So far I've managed to recover everything except for one thing. And actually, I think the one thing I didn't recover, I actually ended up having to revert my save anyway, so I think technically I haven't actually lost anything, but if that one did save, I would have actually kept it because I did everything right and I have no idea why I was having issues. Alright, so that's that one, and then the other one, another small, simple one. Actually, I forgot to do my save. loads here. Actually, let's save this craft just to keep a history of all the missions we've done. And what I like to do is do this save. And the reason for this is if you're doing the quick save, like the F5 and the F9 to reload, if you do a reload and then you decide you need to revert the entire mission back to before you launched it, you can't do that once you've done a quick load sometimes. I'm not entirely sure what the full rules are on that, and so I like to do that save on the ground here, and then I can always actually reload that save if needs be. So, hey Kareem, how's it going? Alright, so now let's see. Oh, thank you for the sub. So, I need to test a hydraulic detachment manifold. So I believe that is coupling. This one. Alright, so this one should be really straightforward. So we are just going to do pod and a manifold. Actually, you can just stick that on the top. There we go. And manifold. Yeah. Manifold tester. There we go. Make sure housing's done. Launch through staging. Alright, and so then you're already on Kerbal at the launch site and test. Oh. There we go, test successful. I'm not entirely sure I've recovered this one. I should recover both pieces, so technically I may actually lose that extra part, but if I do, I'm okay with that, I guess. Yeah, so the extra parts stayed behind. It was no longer attached, but no worries. And this is all mostly just raising the cache. So, and then this one actually, let's see. So 331. Oh no, we actually did recover that too. Awesome. So still recovering everything. And again, save game and save the craft. Alright, now I think we're on to a little bit more fun missions. Unless they gave me any more quick and easy ones. Thank you, MB. So let's save that one. Alright, so let's see now. No, I didn't take them. What I did. So I think we're probably, if there's nothing else simple, I think we're going to try for the rescue the Kerbal. Get a free Kerbal out of it, so... Yeah, we got this one's going to be pretty quick, so I'll grab that one. And in flight... That's a pretty high speed at a relatively low altitude. That one might be a little bit more difficult. So I might not do that one. Yeah, so then we'll just take the rescue mission, so we'll do that one after we've done this real quick landing gear test. I thought I actually had a landing gear one before, but maybe that was on a previous career mode. I remember sticking them on the side of the command pod and just activating them, so... yeah, there it is. Right. So I must have had to have done this one in flight, because otherwise I wouldn't have put a booster on it, so... And this one just needs run test, so I don't even need to launch, so I will just reuse this mission for that one. Let's get some free money. Hello, Sadie. How's it going? I could actually click on the thing. Okay, why are you not letting me? There we go. Alright, run test. And voila, another one finished. Like I said, free money. No, I just gave you a tiny bit of science too. Right now, I am just doing some really quick hit missions to get some extra funds coming in, and now I'm about to try a rendezvous mission. Alright, so this one, I will use the same one I used last time. So my low Kerbal rescuer. And this one uses what is known as asparagus staging, and if you're not familiar with that, basically what's going to happen is these outside two will drain their fuel first, and then they'll drop off. They'll pass all any remaining fuel to this one, these will go, once these are done, they'll go, and the remaining one will be full in the middle, so. And then the upper stage here, and we've got the space to grab two Kerbals. Actually, I'm just going to double check and make sure I don't have a second rescue mission, because if I do, I'll try and do both at the same time. Alright, thank you. The only other rescue one I have is from the Moon, and I'm pretty sure this rocket probably won't be able to get to there safely and rescue that one, so we're just going to do the one around Kerbal for now, so. I forget whether or not I rotated this one before I saved it. Looks like I did. So previously this was rotated in such a way that it was kind of more on this angle, and so then when it launched from the launch pad, I'd have to turn it in mid-flight, but now it's on this sort of one, so when I turn this way, it'll fall away. You'll see as I take off here. So launch one is about 1.5, so we should be good. Let's go rescue a Kerbal. Probably should check actually and see where the Kerbal is, but more challenge than figuring it out once I'm up there. Alright, so full throttle, engage SAS, and away we go. A little bit of a turn just to begin with. Alright. Oh. So as you can see here, two of the tanks are draining faster than the others. So. Alright, and away they go. And so now I can just tilt sideways, and the weight is set in such a way that I don't have to rotate the craft at all. So, whereas previously the way it was set up, I'd have to rotate, and then that caused all sorts of other issues too. So, I'm trying to stick on this 90-degree line, so I'm a little bit off right now. See if it can correct itself. Looking good. Actually try and keep going up a little bit more. My time to apoapse is not quite as high as I would like it yet. Alright. And those blue messages you're seeing in the top right corner of my screen there are currently the notifications letting me know that the stages that broke off were recovered safely. I believe it gives you like a red envelope if you fail to recover it, so still doing good with recovering all parts. Shift there, get rid of those two. Alright, and now I'll just watch for the apocalypse to climb up to about 80 and then kill the main engine. I think this launch went even smoother than last time. Almost heading for the horizon already, and not even at 70 yet, so... Alright, our apocalypse has now put us outside the atmosphere, although the craft is still a little bit below, but... Yeah, I keep realizing that the way... Oops. Not paying attention to my apocalypse. Alright, so now we are going to circularize at the apocalypse. So... 11 second, 216. I still have like 274 left in this stage, so I'm actually going to have to stop this one a little bit short because I want this bit to fall down while it's still going to fall down to Kerbal. So again, that's just to make sure that it's recoverable. Alright, so let's warp to the new node. Maybe. Because we're not actually at the point where we can really use regular warp stuff, so now we are. Get a little bit of time warp in here. And that gets close. Slow down. And then we can execute the next node. And then this one I need to abort as soon as I get to my periapse being about 0. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0-ish. Close enough. Alright, so then what we do now is we discard that stage, that will fall down, and then execute node again, and it'll now use this stage instead. So this is now my only stage I have left, and momentarily we will hit orbit. There it goes. And we are in an orbit of about 94-ish. Yeah, 95, 93, so yeah, 94-ish. Okay, so let's see where this Kerbal is that we need to rescue. Looks like he is, or she is here, I should say. Susan. Alright, so Susan is behind us currently. So we need to be in a higher orbit than Susan to allow Susan to catch up to us. So currently, Susan's apocalypse is 85, periapse is 84. Ours is 95 and 93. So currently, Susan will actually be catching up to us. So that's good. And it looks like our closest connection is 130. Yeah. So that is nowhere near close enough to do a rendezvous. So, first thing we want to do, you can see this, but the green line here is Susan's trajectory or orbit path, and the blue line is ours, so we need to get those to be on the same inclination. And so the way you do that is either at the ascending node or the descending node, is you want to create a maneuver. So I'm going to create one here. And I always get these the wrong way around, but you're essentially either going to pull normal or anti-normal to get it going. Now I have this precise maneuver which makes it just a little bit easier, so instead of having to click and drag on this, I can adjust it on here. So we can just increments of 10. And that is going the wrong way, so the dotted line is showing which way it's going, so I need to actually go the other way around. And then, if I right click on this node, it will lock it on my screen, and I'm watching this in 1.4 number here. But 1, we want to get it to 0. So, it's going down too much, so There we go. And so that is going to take us 112 delta V, 112 meters per second. And so we warp to, give that about a 30-second head start. Warp to that spot, and then we do this maneuver. That should put us on a similar path then. And there we go, you see my other 4 stages also fell into, so, or 3 stages I should say. Alright, so we are close, now we execute the next node. And I have inline reaction wheels on this thing, so it's like overcompensates all the time. So... Alright, so now we see how blue and green lines are pretty much overlapping. Now, if I zoom out this way, we can see my blue line is just outside it, and again, like I said, that's going to allow Susan to catch up to us here. And there is a rule based on how far up higher than them you are, as how much quicker they'll catch up on you, but I don't know that rule too well, so I'm going to see what I can do to make this work. So, we need to... think at the periouts, or our periouts, we have just missed that, so... I'm just going to create one here, and see what happens with this. You see those two getting closer and closer and closer, so that's 14, 10, 9... and went up to 12. So that is the closest I'm going to get with it at this spot with 10 delta V. So now I can actually try and maneuver this a little bit. Get them to be, oops. Well, that's why. Because I managed to pull one of the sliders. Okay, so we need to lock that so we can see it. Ah! Yeah, let's see what we can do if I get this even closer. Looks like 9.5 is as close as we're going to get it. Sure. I think because it fell behind, we can't do it now, so I'm going to try another one here. And it's like 10 roughly. 9.5. Okay. So that should do just fine for us. So then let's warp to that next node, which is actually really close. And then execute it. And then we'll see if I can get as lucky this time around with doing my rendezvous as I did my last two. Alright. So with that is going to give us 9.6 separation at 3 meters per second relative speed. So currently, relative to the target, we're traveling significantly faster. By the time we get around here, we're going to be almost the same speed. So once we get around here, then all we have to do is stop our forward momentum, essentially, to pull down our orbit, and we'll end up as matching Susan's orbit as closely as we can, and then we should be able to do the rendezvous. So let's walk to here. Can't quite catch it. There we go. And essentially what we did was we raised our aquaps a little bit higher to allow Susan to catch up a little bit faster. You can see here how much closer Susan's getting. Alright, so from the tutorial that the game gives you, it basically tells you to wait until you're less than 50 meters per second. So I think it's actually, maybe it's less than 50 kilometers away, which we already are. So no, I think I should be good here. So I'm going to turn on SAS, and then we're going to point retrograde. Hey Buter, how's it going? Alright, so then, once it stabilizes here, we are going to fire retrograde very lightly to just bring down this target speed a little bit better. Alright, so did not actually bring us as close as I was expecting it to. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. Hi Conquest, how's it going? Yeah, I think there's different ways people stream Buter. Like, there are some people who, aren't paying as a close attention to chat. I try to watch it pretty carefully. Alright, so now what we need to do is I need to basically aim towards Susan's Hulk so that I can actually close the gap a little bit. So to do that, I want to aim at this target marker here, this pink circle of dot. And actually, I probably need to kill the speed again first, because we're already gaining speed on her. Alright. No worries, Conquest. Alright, so now, let's see if we can now push a little bit towards Susan. And you don't want this to go too fast. Alright. Hey Thomas, how's it going? Susan is getting further and further away from me, so I have done something a little bit off, apparently. My orbit should not be this much higher than hers. It's going up again, I don't get it. Right now, Thomas, I am trying to do a rendezvous with Susan's Hulk here to rescue Susan, who got stranded out here, apparently. Hey, Civil, how's it going? See, my last two rendezvous, I thought I finally had this whole thing down, and now I am not getting it, apparently. And Susan is just getting further and further away from me at this point. I haven't gone that much further in Kerbal, believe it or not. I've made it to... I've landed on the moon, and I've made it into orbit of Minmus, but that's as far as I've got. But then I got introduced to all these mods that are out there, and so now I play with a lot of mods and have a lot of fun with those, so... Yeah, seeing the ragdoll effect of the Kerbals is always a fun thing. Alright. I am gonna see what I can do about lowering my periapts. Well, actually, my whole orbit. I basically need to be close to Susan, so... It looks like this is not actually making a difference here right now, so unfortunately though it is gaining speed. And that's because I'm not going retrograde anymore. Yeah, and I originally thought that Civil, that I was going to try and do it as like just plain vanilla, but there's just so many good mods out there. It's like, no, I want to play with all these. I do not seem to be closing this gap at all. Now Susan is ahead of me a little bit. No worries. Alright. Let's see what we can do to actually lower our orbit here, because now we need to be below 85 to make this work, so... Alright, so now we have two sets of new nodes again. So now we switch back to target. Can we kill it now? This is bringing us closer again, so I think we're on the right track. Look out below. Alright, so this is getting pretty close over here, so now let's hold here. This is now our closest point. Let's try this again. Okay. That is now going to put us 100 meters away by the time we get to there. And now our orbit is much closer. Alright. Must have been doing something a little bit wrong. Rendezvous is definitely a fine art. Alright, so now I just need to kill my speed relative to the target. And we are currently... how close are we? 3.8.
Hello? Hi. I just assumed you were moving your on your way home.
Alright, so now we need to actually push towards the target.
No, you can get a ride home though. Okay, I'll see you in a bit.
Sorry, Conquest, I'm just trying to get these real fine maneuvers in here now. We're getting really close to actually getting the rendezvous, so... Oops, and this point was where you want to make sure you don't go too fast towards them. So now, look in that direction. You should see them. There we go. Alright, catch you again, Civil. Fortunately, in this view, we can't see quite how close we are, so... Go to this one. Do we have any markers anywhere? We have ones here, but at that point we're getting further and further apart again, so... Okay. The probe that I want to rendezvous is the target, yes. I guess. Oh, busy on the YouTube side tonight. Alright, and we are now getting further apart again, so we need to fix that. So let's kill speed relative to the target again. And then let's... Now it's going down again. Let's aim towards it. Right now here it is 9:20 p.m. Yes, 21:20. Sorry, I know so many people seem to have issues with military time, so I usually don't use the 24-hour clock, even though I prefer it myself. But so now let's up here. 7 behind. So we're going Europe there, Conquest? Probably red. Yeah. I have a friend at work who most of his life didn't have a favourite colour, and so one day someone made him pick one, so he picked orange, and so now his entire desk is orange. There's like all sorts of orange stuff all over his desk. So, like, if people can find anything orange, they'll get him it in orange. And then one day they basically covered his desk in, like, orange construction paper and stuff, and he ended up leaving it for quite a while, so... Alright, so we are now 400 meters away from Susan's craft. So, at this point, we can do the rendezvous. Took me a little while, but I got there in the end. Alright, so Susan is sitting over here. So what we need to do, first up, I need to move Jeb. So let's transfer Jeb to the crew thing here. Because Susan cannot get into this. So now let's switch over to Susan's craft, which looks like a plane cockpit. Now let's get Susan out here and let go. Turn on RCS and maneuver around the craft here. And then head towards the rocket. Yeah, his is just colored up. Everything on his desk pretty much. It's kind of funny. Overshot. Whoa, way overshot. I was at the hardest time doing these maneuvers with the RCS. Oh, missed it. So close. Ah, really? This mission right now, Lemon, is to rescue Susan. And as soon as I can grab her, there we go, board. And alright, so we have managed to rescue Susan, who's apparently a colonist. I'm not entirely sure what that ability is. That's one of the new things that's in this mod, so... Alright, so now Susan gets to pilot us home. I think technically it's Jeb because I'm still seeing the extra abilities that Jeb has, but... Alright, so now let's take it off target, let's go back to orbit, go retrograde, and start burning. Looks good enough for me. And so now let's warp to atmospheric entry. And I forgot to save. That is good to know, Conquest. So let's turn you on, point retrograde. And now before we start the re-entry, let's do a quick save here. Yes, that was what I was aiming for with my webcam. No, Civil, you have to save when you're playing Kerbal. It's a requirement. I just need to do this, but the effects is like... Yeah, I was actually thinking about seeing if I could get like a background to put behind me, because right now you can still kind of see Jeb behind me. I move a little bit. So I was thinking of trying to actually get like some sort of background, but it's all good. It's close enough. I've got it lined up so I'm at least above the pilot's name, so... I actually ended up getting the... what's it called now? Face rig software. And I'm like tempted to actually see if I can make a model of a Kerbal for it. And so then when, instead of seeing my face on here, you'd actually see a Kerbal's face, and it would actually, as I talk, you'd see the Kerbal's mouth moving and stuff. But I'm not quite that good at modeling skills, so that might be a little bit beyond my skill set, but... Oh, this will take too long. Go faster. Actually, I should probably be throttling up here to try and kill out some of the speed. Yeah, they've actually released one for Minecraft. So there's a Steve one, and it doesn't look too bad. I very nearly switched to using that because I was having some issues with my webcam after I had some changes to my computer, and I just could not get my webcam to work right. So I'm like, fine, I'll just switch it over. And then at the last minute, I was able to get it working. So I'm like, all right, I'll just leave it on for now. But at some point, I may switch over and start using the Steve skin. Yeah, exactly, Conquest. It's just the hair that's different, basically. I wasn't thinking of doing it that way around. That would be scary. Like having people leave my channel like crazy. And you're what, at 2, you said before? 4:30, oh my gosh. So you're just not sleeping tonight, right? Oh, that screen goes loud. I will try, but if I'm going to crash, it's going to be now. I've just engaged my chute, so as soon as I get to a safe level, my chute should deploy, so I should be good. short of some unusual weird thing happening. Like, one time, it like all of a sudden decided everything was overheating and blew up, even though I was well below every threshold. So, it looks like I'm good. Wait for all the heat issues to dissipate before I speed it up a little bit more. Alright, we should be good here, I think. There's the parachutes. It is now on as fast as it will go. Yeah, thank you for the follow that space. Yeah, no, I've noticed that with the KSP physics, and so, like, usually when it's about to land or if it's doing anything significant, I'll slow it down and just work my way through it. Hi, Wolf, how's it going? Yep, Lemon, it just... I usually don't try and aim for a landing anywhere particular, it's just pretty much wherever I end up coming back, so... Yep, exactly, Tim. Alright, so there we go. We rescued Susan. One more Kerbal to the roster. No real science from that one, not surprisingly. It wasn't really a scientific mission. A lot of extra money. And Susan managed to level up from that recovery. And all my notifications here. Contract complete. Susan adds crew. Contract. And then here's all my stage recovery messages. So I managed to recover every one of my stages, which is excellent. Yay! Safe landing. Alright. So now... save for safety. Alright, let's see. I was actually expecting that mission to take me significantly longer because usually the rendezvous missions do, but apparently I've started getting better at them, so... position satellite in a specific orbit of Kerbin. It's a little bit higher than I would like to go at this point. Now, low parry-ups but high apple-ups. This one's not much speed at that altitude, would require a lot of thrust early on. Not ready for Minmus yet. Definitely not ready for these. Tempted on that one. Setting ISS. Huh? Yes, specific orbits are brutal. Like I had one the other day, and it was like I got the right parameters essentially, but I was off on one thing, and so I pretty much had to redo the whole thing just to try and get that one last thing to line up. I think it was I had to be over a specific spot on the planet that I was orbiting. I think it was around Minmus actually, so it's like, ugh. Space station. They don't have a space station. They have no space station ones yet. I think this one might be a good one to do, because this will get me quite a chunk of science, which will potentially allow me to unlock some more things to add onto my rockets. So... Atometer, radio plasma wave, low orbit and high orbit. I think if you watch my last stream that I did of... was it the last? No, I think it was the one before that. I did the exact same thing. It's like I forgot one piece, I got the orbit perfect, and then I'm like, wait, I'm missing something. And it's like right in the middle of stream too. I think I ended up finishing it on stream, and then if I remember rightly, at the end of stream, something went wrong with my next mission, and then I tried reloading, and I hadn't saved recently, and so I lost everything I'd done all night. I'm like, okay, that's it, I'm done for night. Yeah, the space station is something I haven't really done. Actually, no, I think I did do one of those in my last career playthrough. But it was like early space station, just get something up there with antenna, with enough space for 12 Kerbals, and that sort of one. And so that was my first time ever doing it, but... yeah, I think this one's probably a good one to try for now, so... It's funny, my last playthrough, I seem to get tourist missions all the time. I think I've only had 2 tourist missions so far in this playthrough. So it's nice that it's more variety, I guess, but just kind of surprising. Yeah, no worries. Alright, do I have anything that's going to work well for this? Not really. So, I think this is going to be one from scratch. Alright, let's see what we can do. Exactly, yeah. So, my, so this was my... It was kind of similar to the one we just had, basically, but slightly different launches, or solid rocket boosters, but this basically got two Kerbals into orbit of Kerbin, and so I saved it thinking, I'll use that again. Not had a single one since then. It's like, really? Anyway, so... And start with you as usual. Actually, no. This one's actually probably going to be better to try and do with a probe. Because potentially I can leave this one up there in case I get another one of these missions again. But just in case I ever do want to bring this one down, we'll add on the usual parachute loadout. Not that one. That one. Let's see. Actually, no, because it's going to need its antennas and stuff. Alright, let's bring up the guide here. Let's see if we need following parts on board: magnetometer boom and RPWS antenna. This is the magnetometer boom. This is the one that extends out to like crazy lengths. Alright, so I think for this I want a bay. Yeah, really? Do you have any sort of adapter that's going to work for that? Nope. Nope. Ooh, really? Oh. Why do I not have more adapters at this point? No, I'm trying to make a satellite, but I'm missing a few parts that I was expecting to have. No, that's a really small one. Why do I not have... I just need a slightly larger one. I do have the fairing. So potentially I could do that instead. That should work. I don't need the most powerful engine I can afford just to get into orbit of Kerbal. So the Rockamax. Okay, so the Rockamax is for this size at least. Although actually, I think I may end up actually using a more powerful engine just to try and make a slightly different craft. This mods, so it's all the USI mods. What else is in here? KS, MechJab, Stage Recovery, Kerbal Engineer. There's a lot. I really need to actually have a command that you can type in to actually see them all. It's something I haven't figured out yet. But yeah, it started off basically being something that's got a lot of colonization stuff in it, and that's why I added USI into it. So, fairing to encase and probe. Take off at ludicrous speeds. Yes. No, and I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing here is the fairing instead. EFSS, I like it. Survey trust. Did that one work again now? Let's get the science piece. Let's see if that shows me. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Extra node points. Yeah, so then, actually, now we need you to rotate. Not that way. That way. You're not gonna let me, are you? Boo. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. Did you miss the bit where I said I'm really not that good at Kerbal? That actually should work. Why is it not snapping though? Why didn't, I mean, it looks like it's right. Alright, so there's the magnetometer. And now we need magnetometer. Yep. RPWS. Yeah, what that one looks like. That's this one. Okay, so that will do that. Should fit inside the fairing, I believe. Actually, maybe let's see if we can pull it back just a tiny bit more. There. That looks like that should be inside the fairing now. Uh-huh. I need some power in here, I think. That might be an issue. So, I think this is the first time I'm actually using the actual truss like this. I think that's what they're called. Let's move you down instead, so you can just come straight out the side of there. are a little bit off. So there we go. Alright, so batteries, which is this giving me 210, 410. Alright. And then when it comes to photovoltaic, I still only have the basic solar. I really need to upgrade that at some point soon. Just a little too much. There we go. This one I do want to snap. There we go. I think I'm going to actually try and move this in just a little bit too. Not that it's going to be in the way there, but it just looks a little bit nicer. It's more flush. That's a good idea. I kind of like the idea of actually having them around the battery. It's just so. Do I really need it? I mean, I suppose I could bring up more science. It doesn't hurt to have it, but I don't really need to be honest. Alright, so this is going to be the final stage. So let's give this small engine. Fuel tank. It's probably even too much to be honest, but so the nice. I'm trying to decide if I even want to make this brought down, or if I'm just going to always leave this one up in space. Hey, nice. How's it going? Yeah. I'll just see what I can do about actually putting that together, because I do get asked that quite a bit when I'm doing Kerbal, so it's something I can't even begin to remember all the stuff that's in here. I don't know if there's a way to tell somewhere in game like there's in Minecraft, but oh, that's a good point. I actually did forget the antenna. And that's going to be a big deal, because I would actually like to send the science back if it's going to stay up there. Since this is only going to be around Kerbin, even just the regular Communitron's probably going to be more than enough. And put that on this. Just one is fine. Oh, really? Can you just not line up for me, please? Is that right? That looks about right. Yes, I agree. I have actually been trying to get a Space Engineers server set up, and I've been running into issues because my server is a Linux server, and so I wasn't able to get it working through that, because apparently it pretty much needs to be a Windows server to work with the 64-bit stuff that it needs for the Space Engineers server, but I do like that. Oh, you're missing out, Conquest. Space Engineers is kind of like this. There's a lot of good mods for it. In fact, I don't know if you're familiar with Minecraft at all, but there's a popular modded YouTuber for Minecraft called Direwolf, and he did a pack for Space Engineers, and so he's got some good stuff in his mod pack for it. exactly. Yeah, his list is a good list. See, I was having issues in Space Engineers once they released planets. I haven't actually tried since I updated my graphics card, but on my previous system with a much lower graphics card, I was doing just fine as long as I did the one that's basically starts off by an asteroid and a small. I think it was like you start off with a small salvage vessel basically, and so then we basically built everything from scratch. So 550 Ti. I don't remember what mine was at that point. Right now, I know. I think it's at the bottom of the stream details, but. Alright, no, I think I'm just going to leave this one in space. So, let's. This is going to be space engine, so we want the Terrier then. Yes, they are. God. They look really nice, but they. At least last time I played, and I actually haven't played for quite a few versions, so I'm sure there's been a lot added since last time I played. Alright, so we now need coupler. And let's see. Time to try a bigger rocket. Oh, do I not have the main sail yet? Alright, well, I guess skipper it is then. Oh, that's way more than enough to get me into orbit of Kerbal. That should be just fine. In fact, it's almost too much. No point in wasting stuff. Let's go down a fuel tank in size. Cost still crazy high. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Alright, so that should get me into orbit, and there's my craft for doing the mission. Do I need anything else? Just the boom and the antenna. Only vessels in orbit around the planet attract. On orbit is conducted any time during the contract. Alright, let's see. Alright, so now we need some survivability for the bottom section, because this should return to Kerbal, so that means lots of parachutes. No idea how much a heavier craft like this needs. Yeah, let's build the fairing up here. Right, short stubby rocket. Alright, so this is Kerbin's Alright, staging. Main engine, take off, and engage parachutes. Alright, second stage. And then break up fairing later. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm missing some things. I just realized. My last stage is going to have issues with the rotation stuff, so... Take you off. Add you on. We've got plenty of batteries, so that shouldn't be an issue. Do I need RCS as well? Probably not, but some fins probably wouldn't hurt. No, way too big. Not this one. Are these small ones? No, but you do have one. You got a small area. It should be good enough. Alright, so there we go. Momentum wheel and fins, just in case. And it also makes it look a little bit nicer too, so. Although it did bring this down a little bit, so now I'll have to see if that's going to be enough. It should still be fine, I think. Well, no, because I need to get into high orbit. Well, we'll find out. Oh, I did forget one more thing. Grr. Tweak the thrust limiter a little bit. There we go. 1.5. Time to launch. I used to always do full power, but I've watched other streamers that recommend doing it at 1.5, so that's what I've started doing, and it seems to give me much more stable launches, so... I do not have MacJeb on here. Wow. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't have MechJeb, I don't have Kerbal Engineer. I'm gonna just have to wing it. Very probably. $19.80. Yeah, I'm still trying to get better at figuring out what the right angle is to launch at. I'm not very good at that yet. I'll need to remember to get rid of Susan's Hulk too. I'm just hoping that this burns out before I hit orbit. Looks like it's going to. So now hopefully this will be able to finish the rest of it off for us. Ah! Did I get it? I did. Yeah, a little bit higher than I should have been, but oh well. Alright, but I think if I remember rightly, 350 is high orbit. And so if 350 is high orbit, then right now I should be completely in a low orbit path. So I should be good to do the first one. So let's see. I totally did not see this. Dang it. Hmm. No idea what. See, this is why I really wish I had Kerbal Engineer or MechJet, because I could be able to see what eccentricity and inclination I'm on. There's at least 0.2, and I'm guessing with that much modifier I should easily be 0.2. In fact, I'm going to try putting it down to 50. And then for inclination, we need to be what? 16 degrees. Probably not 16. That should be at least, I think. Way past where I needed to do that. Wow, this is really responsive. That did not trigger either of them. Dang it, I think I might have to relaunch and put the extra pieces on, because I'm not sure how else I'm going to figure that out. Hey, stage recovery worked. So, at least I now have the right amount of parachutes on the lower stage, so... Alright. There we go. We'll shove that jib in the side there. Anything else we may as well do while we're here? Not really. Alright, let's try that again. Why are you not launching? Launch. Tilted the right way. Whoa! Was not paying attention to map lapses. Let's try that again. So busy watching the temperature gauges, totally didn't realize it overshot. Like you said, I've never been very good at figuring out when to turn to certain points, so... Oh. We've already passed the props I was aiming for. Alright, low Kerbal orbit. Alright, so now we need to get these 16-degree inclination and 0.20 eccentricity. Yeah, a lot of delta V to do that. I was actually pretty close to what I was trying this time. Alright. It'd be nice if we could tweak both of these at the same time. This doesn't have an option to change the eccentricity. The problem with this is even if I do finally get it working, oh, you know what? These bits actually don't necessarily need to be at a specific inclination. Dang it. We should have realized that sooner. Alright, so let's break up the fairing. Oh. And flank. Okay, which way around are you supposed to do this now? Try this one first. Alright, so now I just need to get to high orbit, and then take them again, and then figure out the eccentricity and inclination. So, let's put these away for now. And change upwards, like periaps, to go 4. Well, should probably try and keep it as close as we can. That's not too bad. That's like so touchy. Now, when I extended the magnetometer, it actually said it was a negative 16, so I'm wondering if I almost need to flip it the other way, which is going to be difficult. There's the apoaps. Actually, do it this way. Change periaps, apoaps to 360. Again, another 100 some, that's not too bad. It's like locking on the SAS as soon as it hits the node, and then it unsettles, and then it like has issues. So plenty of electric charge. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that now counts as high orbit. Ooh, actually getting some science on this one. High orbit mode. I think the game sounds are on there just really quiet, and I have to do that because of the way the launch is like super loud, and even re-entry into the atmosphere is super loud. So, but then because usually when I'm streaming Minecraft, I have two other people in the channel with me, and the volume of them sometimes drowns out everything else. So I do not have the music on from KSP at all. So. Yeah, on this one I can probably turn it up because at least a little bit. So I have to remember to turn it down again when I'm back in Minecraft. Alright, so there is all the magnetometer and our PWS done. Radio plasma wave data. Alright, so now I just need to get into the right eccentricity and inclination. Okay, so turn that on again so I can see it. Oh wow, okay, completely different numbers up here. That doesn't help me at all. You don't give me any data. Okay. Maybe MacJib has something. Vessel info. No. The orbit info. There we go. Inclination 15.999. Really? Are you kidding me? Alright, so then where are you going to be doing this? You're doing it over there. I don't want to... Actually, no, we're higher up now, so I should be able to do that without a problem. So, let's do you. That. See if that adjusts my eccentricity enough. That is not enough eccentricity. Version of KSP? 122, I think? Now let me see if I can find out. It actually does not mention it in the library. Yeah, 122. Hopefully that gives me enough eccentricity. Oh, you can hear it now? Yeah, my Steam usually updates everything for me, so I guess I don't know why it didn't update this one, but of course there's the fact that I've got all the mods in, and most of the mods are still only on 122, so... Oh, then that would be why. No, I think I heard some talk earlier actually that 1.3 is coming soon. So then a lot of the mods are going to have to update for the next major release like that, so I'll probably end up I pretty much just stick with whatever version Steam puts me on, because usually that's pretty good for the amount of mods that are available for that version, so... Alright, so now it says I need to maintain this for 60 or more days. So at this point I can just leave this because it says I do not need to remain active throughout the whole period. So that should work pretty good, but let me just see if I can orient my craft a little bit better, just to make sure I've got some panels facing the sun at least. Oh boy. Oh, go, slow down. Maybe I put on SES first. There we go. I should have some panels facing the sun. Yeah, that's maintaining my electric charge, and so this should be good to sit in this orbit for 60 days now. Alright, so let's go back to the Space Center. A little bit more science, but not enough to actually get something else, unfortunately, so... But now I have a craft up there, so in future I can do some more of those if I need to. Generate power, orbits, radio plasma wave. The only downside to this is it does say after I accept this contract, so I couldn't use the one I currently have and then take it out. I don't even think it could get to this thing anyway, so... yeah, I will see what I can do about getting that together. I don't think there's an easy way for me to do it from my current thing, so... I just took a quick look at the game data folder and there's like 44 folders in there, so... I think this might be the next easiest one for me to do. Either that or one of these. Yeah, I can imagine since you haven't had any sleep. I'm thinking that one actually might work. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this one is it's got this longitude of ascending node and argument of periapsis. And I believe that means I need to be like lined up much more specific than just have an apoapse and a periapse of this. Yeah, both of these have that. I don't know if I really feel like doing those actually. Go for a similar mission around the moon. Yeah, well, the high orbit is considered to be a moon, but quite a chunk of science, though. It's what? 10, 20, 62? Kind of looking at these two. So rescuing another Kerbal and then bringing up a radio decoupler, just having nothing attached to it. Right, so let's save first, just in case. Alright, let's take you and you. Save that one, because I may use that one again. Alright, let's see. Orbiter. And then let's get shield. Move the Science Junior. And instead put on okay. Oh, this is the one that is not rotated right yet. So let's switch to this. There we go. Alright, so this will be actually orbit rescue. Alright, and then we also need the TT-70. God, it's ugly. I wonder if I can get away with fitting it in a little bit tidier. actually click on the thing. There we go. Okay, that works. So, what engines? Break off 2, fire the last central, break off middle, actually, but I got a lot of temp landing, so we'll get rid of those. So that breaks that, and then fix those. So then in here, we want this one. Alright. 3502, hopefully that'll be enough. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. Dang it. Hopefully that doesn't cause me an issue. Actually it might, because when this detaches it might go towards the ship, so... should probably rotate just to be on the safe side. Alright, and then a circularization attempt. And again, this would finish and leave this stage attached, so I need to stop it before then. Okay. I think the KSP in that sentence is not needed. So, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Ah, no. Press the wrong button. Well, in that case, I may as well revert back to assembly and rotate it the other way around. Alright, let's try that again. Okay. Wow, we still have these two left before we even got up to Aquaps this time. Although this time, I'm actually going to be out of this stage before I hit orbit, so maybe it wasn't as efficient a launch after all. I mean, it's fine, because I actually want to drop this stage to finish the circularization anyway, but interesting. Wondering if I should still abort, because I think... Yeah, well, let's see how it does. Oh, that's good. Awesome. Alright, looks like about 1800 Delta V to get to the moon, orbit, and get back. So 800 of it, leave me about 1,000 to circularize, do the rescue. Alright, so let's see, what's my periaps coming in at? 40. Alright, let's that's gonna be challenging. That sucks. I don't know how to do this one. Oh wait, no. That one going is there. Okay, no, that makes it different. That actually might be a little bit easier. Okay, which way round are you going? I'm going this way. I'm currently going this way, so I need to push this way. Alright, which one is it that does that now? That didn't work. Oh, no, we did it actually. So pushing the periaps way far out. Alright, catch you again sometime, Conquest. I usually do KSP on Wednesdays, and then every now and again I'll do a bonus stream on Fridays. But Minecraft is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, so... Alright, see you again. That's pretty close. How much is that delta V gonna be? Yeesh. Alright, we should be able to do it though still. No. Abort, abort. Ah. That's a problem. This is going the wrong way. I need to go the other way. So no matter which way I push it, it's going to do that. Ugh. That's a problem. Alright, in that case, let's just do that. And at least get close to me, and then we'll change midway, I think. Alright, so now here. What just happened? That was weird. That should look about right. 36 delta V. Excellent. Right. Let's walk to here. And I have 800 Delta V left. I'm thinking I might not have the total to be able to do both things I came here to do, so... Actually, what was the second thing now? Because I think it's what I think it is. I didn't bring the right stuff with me anyway. Oh no, I do have both, yeah. Oh no, because this needs to be at a certain altitude, that's the issue. Well, maybe I can push the Apoaps to that. Fire it, and then try and keep pushing the Apoaps to return to Kerbal, so we'll see if that works. Alright, so now we else use my target. I'm at 14 and I'm coming in at 18, so that should be good. Although by the time I get there, are you going to be ahead of me? Behind me. Dang it. It would have been really cool if I would have actually managed to just come along right side without even having to do the orbit maneuver. Alright, so let's just go through the normal way. So circularize, periaps, create node, sequence node. Oh, we're on this version. Dang it. Apparently I had not updated this. This is the one that still uses the capacitors, so drain capacitor to get some extra electric charge. And like the more newer versions of this one, I actually switched this out to use solar panels, but this one still has the capacitors. I wonder if that's going to be enough to actually get me back to Kerbal even at this point. So first up we need to... Wow. We need to fix this, so let's go here, add a new there. Probably pretty close. A relatively small amount of Delta V. So it ended up being the right one, so I'm actually ahead. And I'm further away, so Protrude is actually catching up on me, so sweet. Ooh, whoa. That is going to be a problem. I'm going to end up landing again. I'm not trying to. Not sure how that happened. Nope. And crashed. Wondering if I could sneak a little bit of extra Delta V somewhere on here. Probably not, unfortunately. Yeah, give it a one more shot. actually lucky that I'm able to recover those, because I think technically I'm actually getting stuff knocked off as it breaks away, but... Figure this out. It's coming out wrong around. That's not too bad. Right. Now we need to think. No, we are a little bit off, so let's fix that first. This is going to be a spot to do that. This spot you. No, this time though, I am behind, so it's going to take a while for the truth to catch up, so we need to figure out a better way of doing this. Bring it closer down to the planet, that's the problem. I think I am actually struggling to think through this tonight, so I'm probably just going to wrap it up early tonight and try this one next time I am on, because I'm not getting it apparently. I've done one rendezvous tonight, and I'm just apparently not thinking this through right, so alright, next stream should be tomorrow at 8:30 Central. Tomorrow we're back to Minecraft with Twin Minds of Barley. Next Kerbal stream, well, for sure there should be one next Wednesday, but there may possibly be one on Friday, if we get to do a bonus stream. Otherwise, like I say, Minecraft continues tomorrow at 8:30 Central. Thanks for hanging out here tonight, and catch you again next time. Later.